Okie
Alright. So there are three main views that you'd actually use. When we're in these planning meetings every Tuesday, I'd like to start I'll stream this what's called the backlog view. Basically, though, just to give you an idea, we can have these big scale tasks that can then be broken down into smaller tasks. And these can be placed on a timeline if we feel like timing them out. Like, let's say if we wanted to target a release or some event out here, then we could actually try to block out the dates here. But we don't have to go that crazy with it. More specifically, what's going to be useful, at least for us just getting started, is this backlog where all those tasks you can I can sort by epic over here if I want to just see the things for that epic. That's what the big overarching tasks are called. Or I can just see all of them. But basically, you can make these what are called sprints in software development, where you just drag the task into what you want to do. You define the time frame. For now, I've defined June 4th through June 11th. 1 week sprint. It could be theoretically longer. But then this describes the task that you would do for each week. And let's say we all agree that this is what we want to prioritize, and I'll hit start sprint. It lets me define it, and I don't need any kind of fancy name. This is fine. And then I hit start, and then you'll see all of these here in the to-do, and we can see basically what everyone's working on. So if I go to start working on this add sticker, text sticker type, then I can drag this over into my in progress, and you can see that that's what I'm working on. And you can see as I finish, I'll just drag it over to the done, and mark it as done kind of thing. Then at the end of the week, we can go into our backlog and say, okay, where are we at? And let's put that there for now, so I can demonstrate. And then we can see where we're at, and then I would hit this complete sprint, and then I'd have an option of automatically moving those old things back to the new sprint, or moving them to the backlog if we decide that they're not as important as we thought they were, kind of thing. But this is like a method for us to see what everyone is actively working on, and a little bit more formal than the Discord, which pasting our tasks can easily get lost and hard to keep track of, kind of thing. This is a little bit better than that.
yeah. Okay.
One step up from that. Yeah. So, since Dave's not here, we can just go through. I think. Do we all agree that of the things that I could work on next, personally, the text is the most important?
I think so. Also, I'm hearing myself through somebody. Hello?
Shouldn't be me.
Here, talk and we'll see whose face lights up.
La 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 la. Oh, is it myself somehow?
Maybe
Still hearing
stream?
it, and neither of you are lighting up.
Are you streaming your stream?
No.
Or is it like OBS looping back somehow?
Hold on, it's probably Discord out to the wrong thing, right? Because that's what I changed recently. It's out to default. What is default?
Whatever your Windows default would be, you would have to right-click your sound settings and go to
hello, hello, hello.
Open source.
Oh wait, sorry, that's why. Right, because
you could probably even add an issue here for network sticker, or text.
no wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Even though it is already
I need to leave and come back to see if it's Discord. Now it's getting quieter.
Just because I.
Oh, it's your stream. It's your stream. It's your.
Oh, you're looking at my thing. Yeah, you have my volume on. Weird that's always so weird to me that the voice comes through that. It seems wrong. So I could add this here as networks text stickers. That would probably be. They're already networked, but they probably need to be redone because we're gonna handle text a little differently. And I also need to, so they need to be networked, and I need to figure out mobile input, really input text, handle user input, but specifically mobile. How does mobile
Yeah, are you doing
it?
on-screen keyboard? I guess is the question.
I think I am. Yeah, because you can't when the
I can
keyboard
do that if
pulls
you
up on
want. I
mobile.
really don't want to do that, but if you want me to work on that, I can.
That'll take 2 seconds. It's just a bunch of buttons that link to, a text box. The benefit of the on-screen keyboard is that it doesn't take up the space. Like when I open my keyboard on my phone in the game, it like pushes everything up. It like covers everything, and I can't see a damn thing.
Well,
Yeah.
So we really need a keyboard that you can move and.
setting it up on
place.
mobile won't take long, but setting it up for mobile, you'll also need to make it'll be universal then, right? So you'll also need to make a script to take keyboard input and press those buttons from the keyboard input too, right?
Yeah, well that'll just work like a normal,
Or maybe you
would.
just don't
I'll
need it, actually. Maybe you just don't need
You
it,
don't
right?
need it for desktop. Yeah, as soon as you start typing, I assume it'll spawn a sticker for you. I'll just have something that watches for that. Okay, so that's what I will do. Handle input. I think I should be able to get all this. I'll actually drag this dynamically create background stuff into the backlog. I don't think I'm gonna get that done before next week. And swap between backgrounds. That's really a part of the dynamically create background. But first I'm gonna start with dynamically create, then I'll allow you to swap between different styles.
By backgrounds, do you mean what I call the moods? What do you mean by
no,
backgrounds?
well, I mean the backgrounds of the text bubbles, because there's all
Oh,
part of the text bubbles
gotcha,
sprint.
gotcha. I can't
So like,
actually
is it a
read
thought
this.
bubble? Is it a statement? That kind of thing.
Can I read
Background
this
style,
actually?
I'll call it.
No, I cannot read any of your tasks.
I can zoom in.
There, that's one more. Is one more bigger is pretty legible. There you go.
Okay. All right. Alright, so these are the minimum requirements. Add a text sticker type, which I had it just built into the sticker itself, but now I'm thinking actually, after we've like adjusted how the text stickers will work, we'll just make them their own type, their own like class. Then handle user input, easy enough. Network the text, I already have that basically set up, just have to move it over to the new class. And then show network animation while the owner is typing. That way you can see that someone's creating a little text sticker.
Dave's here.
And that's what I
There
will
they
do.
are.
Chris, we had mentioned for you that you would remake existing sticker colliders.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do this weekend. Probably the only thing I'll do, honestly. Dad might be coming up or might be coming up next weekend, so I'm not sure how much time I'll have. And also I worked like a lot of hours on the game this last weekend.
Yeah, I worked a decent amount.
I spent way too long making, fiddling with a particle effect, only to pick the very first thing I had done in the end.
Alright, so that'll be Chris. Dave is gonna add, or I just put this in here as an example. Maybe we did talk about it. I said we need some visual effects stickers. So Dave's task, Dave, you just popped in. I don't know if you look at the Jira that I'm showing. I'm not sure if you're watching my stream, but I'm gonna try to do our task from here from now on. But is add 10 visual effects stickers like movement lines, impact effect, sort of maybe stink lines or something like that. Is that something you're down to do?
I still don't think those
No,
should
I
be
think we
stickers. I
just-
think those should be free and part of the panels, but that's.
I don't
start
think
with
that
them
we
as
should
stickers.
have, like, because then you can't move, like, I would need to be able to move stink lines. I need to be able, like, I want to just be able to convey.
Oh yeah,
movement, not
those. Yeah,
necessarily
that's a
doing
different thing.
animation.
I guess. Yeah, that is a different
Right?
thing from what I'm talking about.
Like, if you're, like, when that car, you have that one car that has like, looks like it's crashing, that crash effect on the end, I think shouldn't be part of it. I think that should be a separate sticker that you can put on. And maybe they're free to find, like, to grab, but they should be stickers. So that you can do like a POW or something like that.
POW, I had always thought I conceptualized POW as being a word bubble.
Text yeah, we could make that word bubble, but like, okay.
Maybe
like
there's
throwing
like a special
if you throw
animated.
a ball or something, you should be able to have a sticker that follows that ball, or like a sticker that looks like a throw animation, right?
You know, it might not be the worst thing. Maybe it would. If like.
It would be the worst.
It wouldn't. It's not intuitive, but like. I don't know. Thinking just because I'm thinking more and more about the poker mode, like, and what the money represents and what you're getting rewarded with. It might not be the worst thing if those things were buyable things that you could use to zhuzh up your comic.
Yeah, I mean that would be a good part of the store that could be.
But I'm against a store. But actually, I would not mind a store for that purpose.
Yeah. Let's see if there's like. Yeah, no, but see what you can come up with for visual effects. The most obvious one is like the movement, like that you're throwing this thing, and maybe like the bonk, kind of like a impact looking set of lines. Right, like there's the movement, and I guess he doesn't really have an impact line. I guess he has these things, right, to show. I don't know if you guys can even see this.
I can see it. It's just very blown out, but
Yeah.
I think also I was saying this last time. If you delete down to a single panel, you should always be able to type below that panel like a Gary Larson joint.
I think you should always be able to type anywhere, really. And
Yeah,
just,
yeah, that's true.
do that. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that'll be Dave. Jeff, I didn't know what you would want to do, so I didn't have a. suggestion for you.
Drawing props. That's what I'm working on now.
All right.
Getting back into that.
Draw 10 props. Put a number on it.
Draw alternate props first, if you would. Make sure everything has an alternate.
Okay, I'll
and
do
start adding.
alternates first. I started
do-
doing new ones. I'll work on alternates instead.
My alternate
draw
props are
alternate
not as good as
props.
my alternate characters. My alternate characters are somewhat passable. I think all of my alternate props need to be redone.
Okay.
Alright, draw alternate props. I'll just do it because I don't know how many there are. I won't put a number on it. And this is going to be really sticker sets. Do I just have a broader sticker sets one? That's a sticker set effects. I'll just make a sticker set. Epic. Then actually, at that point, I'll get rid of this epic and call it all sticker effects or sticker sets rather. Alright, and move this over to just sticker sets. Alright, sticker set effects, that can go away. Okay, and that'll be Jeff. I don't see you have joined yet, so. Oh, there it is. It just didn't want to show me. Alright, cool. Alright, and that's what we'll do for next week. So I'll get the text. Let me put these on my name. So basically, and you don't really have to do this that much. I'm not so worried. It's more so that you can see the things that I've been working on. But you could, if you want to, go into the board here, and like as you're working on them. I mean, I guess you guys will just have one task. We'll just drag these into the in progress, and when you're done, you can move them over. And if you want to add an extra task in here, feel free to do that. But basically, really, don't worry so much about it. It's really just the benefit of having all this into some sort of sprint here that we can say, okay, this is what we're doing, and we can kind of over time look at this timeline and say, okay, this is how long it took us to do X, Y, and Z. And if we want to hit a release in late August or something, we can try to map out the things that we needed.
I will be honest, we should reconcile this as we are now every week, because I will not keep up with this. I'm bad at keeping up with things like this. But
yeah,
if we
that's
sit
the plan.
together and
like every week I'm gonna come in, I'll stream this and we'll talk about it. Keep us a little bit more on track, and then we can kind of try to predict a real timeline. I think just for the first week or two, we'll just get everyone used to using it, and then as we get used to it, and as we get a regular cadence here with like set tasks that we check in on, then we'll timeline some things out, and like you can set up here. We can actually set up in our backlog. I can make the next sprint too, and we can set up sprints ahead of time that just say like. And like plan out our trip to a release, basically. All right, and that's it. I don't really have anything to show other than the stuff that we did it all on Sunday or Saturday or whatever. Sunday.
Sunday. We were in the monster trucks.
Yeah. But that's all. Basically, yeah. This week I got the thing I accomplished was finishing the radial tool, and now it works on mobile too.
I did the
So-
Mr. Ideas bulb. Where are we at with that? Should I keep pursuing this or no?
I think yes. I love him. I think I want him to have thicker lines because he's a little hard to read at the size he needs to be at yet. But even the big bulb design is still a little hard to read at his size. I think because he's going to be smaller than most stickers, you should make his lines a little thicker and you know.
So Chris and I talked about it a little bit on Sunday, I think it was.
Oh, also while we're talking about him, let me share what I did.
Yeah.
Actually, you can go ahead. It'll take me a minute to get there.
I'm just gonna cover what we covered on Sunday, but basically, for co-op, I think we still kind of agree that it's actually better to have a full screen UI with a random button somewhere. So maybe Mr. Ideas can still live in there or something. But like we wound up for co-op thinking that the UI, or like sandbox mode, that the UI, having a full screen UI is just a better way to get around to the things you want to get to. Then for competitive, we actually never finished. We never landed anywhere, but
We did. We
the
said
thing is
so. We're
that
talking
you're
about
buying stuff.
not about that part, but about what the input
We talked
was.
about how the Mr. Ideas works, yeah, but I'm not sure that like that still maybe in my mind makes more sense in the context of co-op. But basically, what we decided for how Mr. Ideas could work is Jeff's idea of you preview the sticker inside the light bulb head, and then when I click down, it spawns the sticker for me. And if I don't drag the sticker off of the light bulb, then if I release while I'm still on the light bulb, it poofs away.
I thought
And
what
then
we
and then
decided.
you see the next one.
I thought what we had talked about. I don't agree with that. I thought what we talked about was
That's
like that.
exactly what we talked about, 100%.
I
I wrote
mean,
it down.
I can go look back, but maybe we did. But I thought what we landed on was like, there's no need to show. Ultimately, what we would want is so that you don't have to do a 2-button input, like a drag or a click and a right click, or a drag and a click, whichever combination of those two.
No,
It's
my thing was that your original idea was a 2-button input, the right click and then left click. Right click to cycle, left click to input.
Right, and
That's
yours was
2 buttons you have
drag
to know how to work.
yours was drag
Mine
or
was
click.
drag or click, yeah.
Right. So mine was the and so we both had a 2-input thing, and then I thought what we had talked about was like any input you put over him, whether it's dragging, whatever. He then just shows like a little lineup in the work area of 3 different things. So there is no cycling. It's just you put any input on him, the 3 options show in the work area, and then you click on one of them for it to materialize. So that's what I thought we had decided on.
No, we talked about if it's a single sticker, like we could do it. There is a version of this where if you want to see, if it's beneficial to see more stickers when you're doing the random sticker kind of thing, then yes, there's a version of this where you see 3 pop out somewhere else that's not in the light bulb head, and then you have to either drag those out of whatever container that is, or click on them to pick them before you click him again. But there needs to be, if you click on them to like materialize them, there needs to be some sort of action or button that means that the ones that you don't pick go away, which means that you would have to click on him again to get rid of the
I would
next
be
one,
down
to get
for
rid of the
if you
others.
clicked on
So that's
him.
another click.
If you clicked on him and then the option showed and then you drug from there, I would be fine with that because I think it would look and animate fine, and I also think it's intuitive, and so no matter what you do to him, it's like there's only one outcome, right? Like, and then the stickers appear elsewhere, and you click on them to materialize them. Basically,
So if
to
you have
choose.
if you have them out, right? If you have them out and you click on him again, you get a new set of stickers, right?
If you have them out and you click on him again, I guess sure.
Right, and then okay, so how do I make the stickers go away?
Then you go. I
one
guess
that
you could
d-
drag. I guess you
if
could
I don't
drag
want
them,
any of
or if you don't want any of them. You just click anywhere else, not on him and not on the sticker.
So then I had to know to click somewhere else to make it go away. That might be weird.
I mean,
you could-
anything else
it's
you'd want to
intuitive
do
to
would
me.
be clicking on something else, so you would just try to do the next thing you wanted to do.
I don't know,
think.
but like I don't know. You might think, oh, I'm clicking on Mr. Ideas, and there's no like, maybe there's an X button or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's an X button and clicking off will basically do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I
as the
just
X
don't.
button.
If things show up in his head, I don't want dragging out of his head. That's the only thing I don't want. I'm okay with
I
any
really
other.
don't. I honestly, I think that is the most intuitive thing. Honestly, super intuitive to me. But you could have it be click on the head, but we had agreed that okay, we could settle on a compromise of click on the head. It spawns the sticker as soon as you press down on him.
Right, I didn't
And that-
end up liking my own thing because I don't like having to cycle at all. Having to have 2 inputs at all, I think, is a bad idea. Which is why I do think if you're
Yeah,
able
'cause
to
you don't
cycle,
realize it's-
you should just it should just show you all the options after you click on him, interact with him in any way.
Yeah, but this is a separate thing. If we were doing 1 sticker at a time, not 3
Okay.
stickers, and I click on him, the compromise was, okay, click on him, the sticker spawns under my finger, and now I have the sticker, and if I release, it basically poofs away, and then the next sticker in him goes out, because I haven't dragged the sticker off of him. But if I click on him, the sticker spawns, and then I pull the sticker out, then it stays, and that's my indication of I wanted to keep this because I dragged it out of Mr. Idea's head. And that seems, and to me that's like just it's not that much different from the drag the sticker out thing, that it seems still intuitive enough to me that I was agreed to basically to that compromise.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing I'm not a fan of is dragging out of his head. I did animate him, if anyone's watching.
Yeah, I'm watching. It looks nice. Yeah. Is that just when you hover over him or when you're holding down?
Just when I'm hovering over him, this happens. He shakes, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, it does look very nice.
What he should do is go, it should go ding, and then it shouldn't fly out of him. It should just poof and appear. And I made the poof. I should have waited till this was all together. It's not all together yet, but I have the poof in here. Sorry, in the other room. Play the poof. Except everything's black for some reason. I can't get the sprites to not be super dark. Like these should be white clouds and like an orange poof.
It looks nice. All that looks very nice. But the concept of, I don't know how they, I guess they would work if you click him and he gives you 3 potential options in like a mind.
So here's the other thing. Like, are we ever gonna want just one sticker coming out of him? I do think maybe that's an option for the sandbox mode if you just want, give me one random sticker, right? But in any game mode, I'm not seeing that, because in co-op, right, I see the big UI. In competitive, I see something where you can see multiple options at once.
Yeah, but in competitive, I still don't know that he's the best option, period. Because if you want to do a thing with a coin buy, then a storefront is the answer.
Well, here's the
or-
storefront. The way
or
I
like
see the
pick
coin
up
thing is
thing.
that like they're labeled as to a thing, right? Like a character sticker type, and you give him a character sticker coin, and he spits out a character.
Coins doesn't. It'd have to be like batteries or something now that he's a light bulb. But yes, yeah, like I don't know. Like conceptually, I'm not sure about all that yet. I do love the idea of
I mean, whatever
you
they
feeding
look
him
like,
money.
it doesn't
We
fucking
don't need
matter.
it to look like, the question is what's the most usable? Like what's the goal and what's the most usable? Like that's why I was saying let's abstract it away from the bulb thing. Let's just talk about what we want to use.
I mean,
and what is easiest.
it's still coins as it always was. I'm just saying aesthetically, that's what I would turn them into.
Yeah, but like if we want to have a thing where you're purchasing things, then it's a storefront. If we want a thing where it's a limited type of purchase or a randomized purchase where you have the silhouette of a character on your coin and you can get any character by redeeming it, then at that point, I guess you could have something that you drag the coin onto to spawn the thing,
That's weird.
and then yeah. and then you get the dude kind of thing. Or
Yeah,
or like
how I'd always
do
pictured
at,
it.
at that point, is it easier just to like let you like do you drag that thing into a thing, or is it easier just to let you like hold tap on it and then it just spawns a sticker, replaces it with the thing you want?
Either's
Like,
fine. Like that. That's like either of those things is non-cumbersome in my opinion.
Well, and then you have to worry about, okay, so where do I keep my 20 coins if I've accumulated 20
I
coins?
wanted
and how
them
do I
to
get
rain
the
from the
ones I want?
sky. I wanted them to rain from the sky and be physics objects that you just picked up. It would be better if he was like a gachapon machine or something, and then dropped into him, and then, bing, he has
Yeah, but that
more.
seems cumbersome to use. Like that is a cool look, but like when I want to just
I think it would
look
be
through all
fun
my
and
coins, I don't
tactile.
want to have to pick them up.
I think it would be fun and tactile. I would enjoy that as a player.
But what if I have 20 coins?
I don't see you getting that many coins. Like that
What
would
if
be.
I have 10 coins?
I don't see you getting that many. I see maybe 1 to.
And
But
the
the
coins
coins are
can be
coins.
represented by UI that you click on and drag to, like, there could be a stack that you pull from that's UI. They don't have
Yeah,
to
but
be
if they
physics
have
objects
different,
all
like-
the time.
Yeah.
If they have different like characters or like, okay, here's a character coin, here's a prop coin, here's a whatever coin, I don't want to have 10 different stacks.
They
for every
they
type of
represent
Yeah, well,
what?
how many are there
Getting
gonna
a
be?
sticker, right?
Characters, like,
That's the other thing.
How many
This is what I was
categories
saying
are you
too.
gonna have?
Now that
That's
word
the
bubbles
question,
aren't a
too. How
sticker,
many
now that word
categories
bubbles
are
aren't a sticker, I don't know that the category on coin model works because like there's
We
really
have
only two. There's
visual-
props
we have
and
visual
characters.
Effects, visual effects.
I guess you could count
And a
those. Yeah,
third.
I'd be fine with buying those. Okay,
and,
yeah,
and
that's
like that may not even be animated visual effects. That would just be visual effects. In
And
general.
also
Like, that
in
could-
this
that could just
mode,
be
characters,
movement.
props,
we could allow the
visual
players.
effects, dialogue.
We could allow
or
the.
are they-
pl- Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Well, if we're letting text be written always, just because it's more convenient that way, like, and you can make better jokes that way, then texts are not a buyable thing. You just type it out or something.
You could. I would be fine actually in this mode with allowing hardcore. I wouldn't start with this as the default, but you could make it so like you can't. Like you could do a mode where you can't, or like a setting where you can't type word bubbles unless you use a word bubble thing. But then that's a little weird because like the UI for how you get those two things is different, so it's not super clean.
Yeah, I mean, in Dave's mode, if there was a text bubble thing, if there was a text bubble coin, then you could just use it to start typing or something, right? You would just give you the box, and then we can just give the text bubble creator. Maybe it's not your resigned to one type of text box. You're just any text box is all the same, and you get all the text box options. That would work. But then for, so then that would make a fourth category, right? So then you have 4 stacks of coins. And if we have any other categories that we come up with over time, that'll expand, right?
I think we
so
can easily keep it around 5 categories. Like, what else?
We should
Like,
try it
they're all-
out. I'm
they're
not
all
saying
pretty broadly wide, like all-encompassing the categories, concepts.
we can definitely try it out. But I want to
Oh,
avoid
weird.
going super crazy with the like when we prototype these things, we should just prototype them as buttons. I know you don't like buttons, Chris, but we should prototype them simply, and then once we decide on the one we like the best to use, then we go all the way and make it look really cool. I know you like, and I'm not saying you can't work on animations because they are fun to work on, and we do want them, but we don't need to. But when we're prototyping, like if we don't necessarily know exactly what we want, might as well at that point just do the bare bones so that we can test it.
Yeah, I mean, functionally, I don't think there's anything wrong with designing the visuals and what the things do together.
Well,
That's
it's just
fine.
part of the problem is if you design the visual and then we wind up changing it, it's a waste of time for somebody. If we are trying
Only
to
me.
release this, yeah, but it is a waste of effort. Like it's
Yeah,
literally
but
a
honestly, it's
literally
that
a
or I
step
get
in our
bored of it.
development
Like
process
it's that or
we're-
I get bored of it in my mind. Like it's that or I will lose interest.
Well, I'm sorry for that. But that is part of game development. Is you're not supposed to waste time on the thing on that kind of polish until you're you know you're gonna stick with it. Like you can do something rudimentary or so, but like if we spend a whole week on animation that we just never wind up not using.
Yeah, I mean for this game, the scope is such that I think it's fine. This isn't, you know.
Also, we're like just doing this without being paid or anything. Like we're not wasting resources or anything, you know, other than just straight up time.
this is
well,
our
the resource is time.
Yeah, but like
That's
what crunch are we under here, you know?
Yeah, we don't owe anybody money.
I mean, ideally, we'd want to release by the end of the year, I think, so that we can take advantage of basically the drought of AAA games that there are going to be this year. It's a very good time to release as an indie game.
I think that cuts both ways, though. A lot of indies are coming out. You know, we really what we're what we're competing with is like. Our market, right, is like the Jackbox market, and what does that look like other than Jackbox? I don't really know. Someone should find out.
Like, yeah, that's literally the only one I can think of, actually.
Gartic Phone, I guess, is the only other one, but there are other. They're like
yeah, there are party games.
There's probably some overlap with like social board games, maybe. I don't know. Kanan's always saying that that's the most important thing. You gotta see what the games are in your space and like position yourself around.
Keep talking.
Anyway, so for the competitive mode, are we agreeing then 5 stacks of coins? You pull the coin off of it. Each stack has a little icon that shows what type of coin it belongs to, category it belongs to. And then at that point, though, like, is it weird to have stacks if you're saying we won't get more than 5 coins?
Well,
I think
types, not more than 5 coins.
Yeah,
I literally
You'll
think
win
that
other people's coins. You'll win other people's coins. So you'll definitely potentially get a ton of coins.
I would do it like
I like that because they're points. I like the idea that they yeah. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
I like the idea. I'm fine with anything for that model. Although I do love the idea of you win around and physics coins rain from the sky, and you can pick them up and move them around.
I mean, maybe it won't be that like crazy, and it'll be more manageable. They'll settle on the bottom.
I mean, look at it this way. Every coin represents what? A sticker gotten and a sticker
Another
used,
sticker,
right?
yeah.
And how many stickers do you usually use in a panel? Honestly, for me, most of the time it's between 2 and 4 per panel.
Yeah, but
right?
you may not get the sticker you want if you're doing a buy.
Right.
So like, what you need to do is like, if you just won, if I had 5 coins, Dave had 5 coins, we bet 5 coins each, and I won 10 coins, I don't want to have to sort those coins into stacks.
What I'm saying is, I see you starting with maybe 2 coins.
Okay, and then everyone bets a coin, and I win a round. Now I just won. I have 4 coins now, plus my 5th. So now I have 5 coins just after one.
Right, and I think everybody but you maybe gets 1 free after that. Everybody but the
these
guy.
numbers easily changeable. We won't really know.
Yeah, I mean, I see. My point is, I see it as being a low number of coins, and I don't think you like at any given time. I don't think you need. And I also see the coins as being like, you're not putting them in a ton. Like, you should put them in basically to
you could
buy.
always just use the flop.
Yes, just
Sorry, Dave, you're getting super quiet to me. I cannot hear you at all.
I can hear your
Sorry,
bong, you
pointed-
stoner.
Pointed entirely the other direction. That's the screen I'm looking at. My microphone.
But I see you using them sparingly, like either to zhuzh up your comic with like one of the fancy animated ones, or like it's because you're in desperate straits, like you have no dues, you just have props. Like, oh shit, this is just a prop.
All right, let's go through a theoretical.
Yes, let's do that.
Game,
That's a great idea.
3-round game. Well, let's just pretend mentally. Let's go through the 3-round game. We each have a coin. Everyone bets a coin. I win 4 coins. Now I have 4 coins. Round 2, everyone bets 1 coin. Everyone gets an extra coin. Everyone bets a coin. Now I have 8 coins. Round 3, Now I have 12 coins. If everyone only bets the lowest amount. Now.
And
that's
if
12
it's a winner
coins
take all
that are
pot.
filling up my my workspace. Like if they have to stack. Like we can do a rain down animation. That's fine. And that's why I'm thinking, like, that's again why I'm thinking we gotta separate the polish from the function. But when it comes down to it, I want to be able to, if I want to like find a character coin, I don't want to have to keep picking up coins finding the one that is has the character on it. I just want to go to my character coin stack, pull that out, and drop it into the piggy bank or whatever.
Well, I think you would always see. I think in Chris's, what I'm visualizing is like a bunch of circles, not like flat discs.
Yes, me too.
You know, so you could always see the face on it, no matter where. You don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to pick it up
fine.
to check, you know. That's
Yeah,
all.
but like they could stack on top of each other, and they could like I don't want to have to manually manage my coin workspace, you know,
Here.
with my sticker
Yeah,
workspace.
I think
Okay.
I think
They'll
they
automatically stack as they group up. They
That's
will
why.
hop into stacks, right? Not UI stacks, but like, well, I guess they. Well, no, yeah, they would physics stacks. or
Sure, we
whatever,
could
like,
we could do any
like
of this.
One coin,
Just
one
do it
object represents
so,
a combo of them.
like, you have 5. Like, once you have 5, it turns into like a big stack. Once
Or
you have 10, it
Maybe it turns into a bigger,
stack.
just a giant coin.
Well, that's the thing.
Well,
What I mean, yeah, but like, it could be represented visually different, or however.
But like I still have to manage it in my
Yeah.
workspace, right?
I'm-
So I still have to move.
yeah.
If I want to put a sticker there, I gotta move the coin out of my way to put the sticker there. It's kind of silly.
I mean, no, they would never,
Depends
you'd
how
never have
big they are,
to,
if they'd be
you'd never have to
annoying, I don't
move. They'd always be at the very, very bottom, like basically, they'd always settle on the very bottom in mine. But also, we don't have to do mine. I'm fine with whatever way for this. I just think there is some slot machine-like dopamine value to there a pile of things falling from the sky, and there being you seeing a big pile of treasure. Is a
Well, here, how about we do this? A coin can live outside in the workspace for a period of time before it jumps back to your stack.
Yeah,
and it
could
rains
get, like,
down.
sucked in. Like, what games do that? Like, when you grab thing, and you
Dave's other little light bulb guy comes with a little broom and sweeps them off the side, and then they appear in the UI.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I would
You
do
can,
that. That's rad.
Yeah, it works.
Basically, it lives that you can pull it out and you can put it in you leave it in your workspace, and eventually it'll get sucked back in somehow. It'll go back to the stack, but there is a centralized stack that you can pull from, so that you don't have to worry about manually cleaning up when you have gained 12 coins. All of a sudden.
I do think we should also consider them combining automatically into bigger things or like higher stacks or whatever, like as physics objects. You know,
That would be rad.
I think there's a similar good thing. Like, I think that's a similar thing that like match 3 games.
Yes,
do
exactly. I was just
well.
gonna say a
Yeah.
Candy Crush type thing, right? Yeah. Totally.
I mean,
there
we
could
can
be
make the
value
stacks
in
themselves
that.
look different. If you have 1 or 2 coins, it looks empty. If you get 5 coins, maybe the treasure chest that the stack sits in gets a little fancier. You can polish that up, right? But
Yeah, I
don't-
just mean that having that combo thing still, and that then it would be cool. Like the dude could still come and sweep up the bigger.
or
combined
even
pieces,
something as
you know?
simple as like a collect all this button, and then they all get sucked into something, and you hear a bunch of ding, 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 ding. You know, all your different noises for different size
Yeah,
coins.
I mean, all these
Alright,
ideas we're
that's
saying
fine.
could be implemented at the same time.
It doesn't matter. In the
Yeah,
end,
it
though, there is
doesn't.
a central stack where they can come in. You can pull them out when you want, and that is the core of the UI. And then we can add the polish and like the gameplay feel on top of that. But the core mechanic is still, I'm pulling this from a organized stack, putting it in this thing. Eventually, they will always end up in the stack.
If we like I thought this was what you're gonna suggest at the beginning, but like I would not mind if we could figure out a way to do this right now, simulating simulating it and playing through like and being like I have this
I also
many.
thought that's what Marcus was gonna say, but I don't.
Well, I just
know
wanted
that,
to.
that would be really actually possible. Like,
So
Yeah,
what
the
it-
point I was trying to make at the time was basically just that
to illustrate how
was
high those
to
coins-
illustrate how many coins you could get, even if everyone was just spending 1 coin at a time, sort of thing. Like I actually think the number of coins that you're gonna wind up with at the end of a 3-round game is gonna be in the 10 to 20 range.
Actually, I guess
Coins
they are.
of the
So
winner.
the winner in the end is just the person with the most coins, not who's won the most rounds, right?
Person with the most
Yes.
coins, yeah.
Okay.
So you have incentive to hold on to your coins, and even if everyone's making the lowest bet, you're still gonna someone.
Yeah, I wasn't really
that's,
thinking about that
sweeping
part.
around the
I
ramp
guess the
is
coin
going
count would be higher than I was probably thinking. I remember.
I'm thinking 10 to 20, and that's if, like 10 if no one's if someone's sweeping the the floor and with everybody else and.
Is there an anteing up
winning.
thing in this? I forget. Is there like a?
It totally could be because it is just poker basically. But
That requires a phase that requires maybe more player input than we're currently asking
another
for.
round. Yeah, I'd say I don't think you get that much out of it.
Yeah, I mean, so like, we haven't really talked about exactly how it works, because like, because if we do a buy-in, like, okay, everyone gets 5 coins to start with, and then I blow my 5 coins in the first round, then am I out, or do I get a
You can win back
small
coins
stipend?
by just being funny with the flop.
Yeah,
nothing
so you get a
happens.
flop. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, that is the possibilities. But we could theoretically, but then is it a stagnant 5 coin economy there, like 20 coins in the economy in
Oh,
total?
I have an idea.
Or do we inflate? Do we print our own money? So that basically over time, because that's where like what diverged from poker. Like over time, there's just an inherent coin bonus to winning. So you get the pot plus some other amount.
What if to buy into the pot as the leading as the coin leader, you have to at least match what the other 3 players together have put in, so that there's an incentive to cooperate against the leading player. Just an idea. I haven't really thought through the implications of it, but I think it's neat conceptually.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we have more work.
That's
before
gonna
we
come
get
down to
that.
tuning. Yeah, we'll have to play around with it. I mean, I don't mind weird mechanics like that, but we can mess around with it long term. All right, I think that's
And then I guess
Good
if you didn't meet the ante for as the lead player, I guess you would still play, but if you won, it would basically be a draw, like a wash, like nothing goes to anyone.
Also, this is just a random thought I had. I didn't want to forget, but for the like stitching stickers together, that should just be an option on the fucking wheel that replaces depth.
I agree.
And anything that you click, when you click at any other sticker touching it, gets
I agree.
glued
That
to
is
it,
that is a
you know,
good
so
idea.
it does.
Also,
Maybe when you're hovering over it, it highlights what's going to be stuck.
Also, before that, before
yeah,
we
we could
get
do that. I was thinking of a similar thing where it's not that you click it and everything gets stuck, but you click it and then you basically can click another sticker to stick it. But that works too if we want to just make it simpler. That's anything that you're hovering over at that moment.
Also, the way it is right now, whatever you click goes to the top, and I think we should change it so that when you click on something, if it's under something else, it remains under something else until you drag it out and it's not under or touching anything else, and then it's on the top. You know what I mean? So it's like you're dragging it out from under, and then once you get it out, it's on the top. I feel like it...
Like you're actually slipping a piece of paper. You know?
Right, exactly. And also, a lot of times I just accidentally click on something and then I gotta redo the whole order.
Yeah, that is a pain in the ass. I have in here a epic for better sticker selection
Well, the
in general.
stitching, I think, fixes a lot of that stuff.
Part of the problem though with that is I'm not sure that it's intuitive that the drag is the action that is causing you to move on top. Like, cause you're thinking about it moving and that is going to distract you from the fact that it's moved layers as well. Whereas when you click it, it's like the action of selection puts it on top. I think that is pretty clear. I'm not saying
If
that,
we could find another way around, I mean, maybe
You
the
could shadow it.
sticking
While it's
together.
under, you can shadow it instead, and so that it's like, oh, this is still under here, and then they'll start moving it around, and eventually, once they see they hit the edges, then it becomes real. or all the way up to the top.
I just, the most annoying thing in this game currently is the fact that I click on something in the background and it comes to the foreground and I have to re-click on everything. We have to fix that as soon as we
I
can.
agree that is
Again, the
annoying.
stitching stuff,
I
I
was
think
gonna
fixes
fix
a
that
lot
with
of that.
sticker
I do think the
selection, better
stitching
sticker selection.
slash glue will help with that a lot. So maybe that does just fix it. But I do think trying this thing where like,
Well,
it's,
part of the problem with the glue is that that forces you to glue things together to get the behavior you want, though. Like, I don't want to have to glue if I don't want to. Like that, I don't want to have to go through. I want to glue only if I have like faces. But if I have the thing where we have the guy in the car and I'm trying to move the car and I accidentally click the guy through the windshield, then I don't want to have to. Or like the book, right? The book is that same situation. I'm trying to position these things behind the car. There probably is actually just. There's still value to the depth slider because I want to be able to place that guy in behind the car while he's behind the car. I don't want to have to worry about placing him and then moving the car again on top.
Well, what
Yeah.
if the depth is on the panel? There's like 3 layers or something.
I
We could
consider that
layer
also,
it
but I
like
do think it makes,
a-
Marcus was saying it makes more sense on the sticker. I think I agree with that. I think it does make sense. I would look for it in the sticker at least.
Yeah, I would also, because also if you, like, asking people to conceptualize a layering system in the panels could get hard, like, oh, which layer is active now, having to manage it actively can be a pain versus, oh, I just click my sticker, there's a slider here, and as I slide up and down, like if I slide up, he moves to the top, if I slide down, he moves to the bottom, and I just have to slide until he's in the position I want, and then maybe I can lock him. Maybe there's a lock there where he can never move from that position now.
I
So
would,
as I drag him in the future.
it is, that is, I would like a more elegant way than that, but I cannot think of one, honestly. I would like a
Yeah,
more
well,
elegant way,
See
but I
if the
can't think of
stitching
one.
just eliminates them.
Yeah, let's see what that does. Let's see. Have you seen that skit, Dave? On, I think you should leave.
Let's see what that says.
The
I probably did.
one with the game show mascot. Ah, you're gonna take his hat, put his hat on. All right, let's see what that does.
Can't remember
It's
that.
fucking
Sammy and I
hilarious.
tried to watch an episode or two of I Think You Should Leave, and it did not do anything for us,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Lauren says
Kind of.
only men like it,
Random-ish.
so you're a lady.
What's that?
Lauren says only men like that show, which has been 100% not only men dislike it, but or not only women dislike it, but only men like it.
It just felt like
Likes it.
the same joke to me over and over again between the skits, and it's just this one guy acting the same kind of weird all the time.
He has said it is about male impotence, male impotent rage, impotent male rage, and I think that sums it up pretty well.
I think also, and that specifically the angry humor does not get me. It's not my type of humor. But to everyone their own. I did try to watch it though with Sammy, and we were just because someone had recommended it, and it just did not hit for us.
Oh, my,
Alright,
what
well-
was that movie that you were recommending before? I just can't remember.
It was Late Night with the Devil, I think it's
Oh,
called.
yes.
I have also heard many people speak highly of that, especially in the. I feel like one of the Giant Bomber people, and then also maybe.
It's weird. It's.
Giant-
I'm not gonna say it's surprising. It's just a fun ride. I enjoyed it. Solid 8 out of 10.
What if it was something like the directionality of your. I don't know.
I think there are only 2 ways to do it. Honestly, you gotta have you have to have just stickers always appear on top, or you gotta have the depth slider. Like it's the only thing. Like you have to allow people to control exactly the layer. Like you either give them the control or you don't. And if you're gonna give them the control, then you have to give them like the slider's the most
Yeah,
fundamental, simple way to do it.
Try the stitching thing. The thing with the stitching thing is like, how do you unstitch them? Then is it just the same button, I guess?
That's the same button, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Unstitches,
Well, the problem with the stitching
all
thing
of
is
them.
like, okay, if I have a bunch of stuff in the panel already, but I only want to attach these two things,
Well, you should do
do
it
I
in your
drag
work
them out?
area.
The problem comes when you have to attach
Yeah.
three. When you have two things attached and you want to attach a third, what are you like? I guess if
Do you
you're
know
picking up.
how do you
Well,
know
you
if
should
you
have
want
a work
detach or
area.
attach?
You
I guess
know,
if you click the one thing you're trying to add, it would. Okay, that makes sense actually. So then.
But that still really doesn't always solve the like.
Doesn't always,
Okay,
but it may make
I
it
glued
right,
these
well.
things together, and now I want to move the one thing. Like, oh, I want to actually move this one position because as I was developing this, I want to move. I decided I want to move it, so I don't want to have to unstick all 5 things I just stuck together just to move the one thing that's stuck on it. Right? Like, I don't want to have to
No,
do
you
that. It is.
unstick on one of them, any of them, and they all unstick, and then you move the thing
Yeah, that's what
off
I'm
or
saying.
whatever,
I
and
don't
then
want to
you
have
just
to unstick all of them to move one. Right? I just
yeah,
want
I
to
don't know
unstick
if
the
there's
one.
a solution to that.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. Say that again. You want to unstick? You don't
Like
want to
if
do what? and you wanna
I
do
have the Kama Sutra, the car, and the guy in the car, right? And I think, oh man, the guy's not positioned right. I just want to unstick the guy and move him a little bit to the left, and then restick him behind the thing. So the process for that is
you're
going to
talking
be
about the layer thing still.
it's layer and sticking thing. It all works together, right? The process for that is I'm gonna have to grab the guy or grab the whole thing, move it out of the panel, unstick all of them, move the guy over, then click my car, and then click my Kama Sutra, then click my car to get them to the front while the guy's in the background, and then hopefully now the guy's positioned in the right spot. Then I glue them all together again and put them back in the panel. Kind of a lot to do. Versus if they're not glued at all, the real solution is just move the guy to a depth and lock him at that depth, and then I can drag him around where I want. And then we'll have an improved sticker selection so that if I am like holding down select, and I don't know, we'll have to figure out how to do it on mobile, but like if I'm holding on select and then like maybe I can hit the scroll wheel or something at the same time to scroll through different depths of stickers to get to the thing I actually want to select. And it just highlights the one, gives me a preview of what I'm about to select.
We can do the depth. We can do the the sticking together. I think we should try both those. I also do think we should try. Here's my model. You click on something and it's under something else. The stuff on top of it becomes like slightly opaque, so that you're just seeing just that sticker and can move it with those things opaque. And then, what was it? What did I say before? The thing I said before was the second part.
I don't know.
Which was they're like actual cards, or like you drag it out from under and then it becomes now you have it, now it's on top. So as a deck of cards would work in a game
yeah,
where
but
you were.
I still don't. I'm not quite sure that's gonna.
I'm just saying we try it. I'm just saying we try it.
We can
Might
try it.
not work great, but
Even
I
just,
I honestly think that solves it though. If it
I don't know. I don't necessarily. Yeah, I'm very skeptical. We can try it, but I'm very skeptical that will feel intuitive. Because like, okay, if you don't realize that you're dragging it out from under something, then you're gonna be like, oh, it's super inconsistent. I don't understand when it kind of like how you felt about being in and out of the panel, right? You're like, I don't understand what is. And I think actually being in and
there
out
is
of the panel is more
you're right.
intuitive.
I think like it might work that way, where like I think that works very well with a deck of cards, because you can conceptualize a deck of cards and how it feels to sort that array, right? But that's maybe not how you're thinking of these stickers, and maybe that's true. But like,
Even
let's
if we
just
had
try it.
like a bunch of stickers of a deck of cards, I'm not honestly positive that having a bunch of stickers of a deck of cards and I try to pull one, I'm trying to pull one on top, I'm not sure that I would immediately put together that pull it. I have to pull it all the way away and then pull it back to put it on top.
It depends how it looks, right? If it looks like it's on the stack and you're pulling it out from the bottom of the stack, right? I think that's intuitive in that case.
Well, I'm just talking about like imagine a scattering of cards, right? And it's not really a stack. It's
Right, that's
just-
you're right. That's more what our game is. Then that's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
But yeah, and I'm saying now, even imagine them as cards where people might have that association. It's still probably hard.
well, if we make them more sticker-like, I think maybe they do the animation of pulling off and a little shadow beneath and all that. I'm gonna see if there's anything in that feel thing that looks like something that I could like deform the mesh a little bit and like do a peel off thing eventually.
Yeah, I mean that is the goal to eventually have those cool animations where like, oh, I put this on a Bezier surface and then move the surface. That's a very doable thing. It's how my remember I already made a book that does this. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for Necroskull or the Rune game. rather.
Oh, the Rune game. I miss the Rune game. I miss thinking about the Rune game. It's a fun thing to think about.
Yeah, but it was way too big. For like, if we do go back to the Rune game after this, like, let's say that this is successful enough, we really need to hire people to help us with it. It's such a big game.
Yes, it would be a 3-year game, I think, for the two of us at the most minimum, you know.
The real worry is like the AI is becoming so ubiquitous that someone's gonna do it before us, but like whoever does is gonna have a bigger team anyway. We don't have to worry about stopping that. We just have to hope that it's such a unique idea that just one other.
I
game
do
isn't
think
enough
after this
to
game I would go
deal
back
with
to
Slender.
Necroskull because I think the iron is a little hot for those proximity chat games right now, and AAA and AAA and III hasn't really gotten there yet. So I think that's what, like sometimes I think like, man, those things are hot. We should just do that before the card game, but no, we're decent ways into the card game. We should definitely finish the comic game rather.
The comic game is way more doable. Nothing
Yes,
else is.
yes, yes,
Not
you're-
for our team. Not for our time.
Well,
that we have
actually
to
the
do it.
proximity. I think Necroskull, not full Necroskull, but a version of Necroskull, a very scaled down version, is more doable than the Rune game. If we hop to something after this, but
Yeah, but I think that will take, like, to do any game like that, it would really take a full-time working on it, being able to work on it full-time, which we just can't do with it until we have a success, so that we can quit our jobs and actually 8-hour a day it, because that kind of thing is just going to be so much more work. Alright, well, I'll do the text stickers. We got visual effects for Dave, like movement lines as an example, impact effects.
somebody figure out how to make
Um,
these sprites not black.
Chris is gonna remake existing colliders so that they're more efficient. And Jeff is gonna draw alternate props.
I've already put a few in there.
Cool. They're in the game itself.
I put them in the sprite folder.
Gotcha. Cool. Alright. It is past 8. I'm going to go eat some food.
Right on.
Alrighty.
Later.
Bye bye. I tell you I finished Pluto, Chris.
I don't think you did.
I did.
What'd you think of the end?
I liked it.
Is so? You never watched Astro Boy, so never mind.
No, yeah.
Yeah, the more towards the end that show got, the more I liked it, but I liked everything up to. All right, is Dave here and watch it?
I watched Pluto.
You watched Pluto. Okay, so yeah, so like, everything up to Gazikt dying, I didn't feel like this, but everything after Kazik dying, I felt more and more like I feel like I'm supposed to have a familiarity with the original Astro Boy to
Yeah.
understand what the fuck is
I
happening here.
agree, because it's like I was like, oh, okay, the main character is dead now.
So now it's this
Like,
Epsilon
yeah,
guy.
I don't care about Epsilon or.
I liked
Astro
Epsilon.
Boy all
He's
that
fine.
much.
He's not
I
bad.
don't know. I liked them. I had more of a connection to Kazik.
Yeah, and of all the secondary characters, Epsilon though is not the one I would have wanted to see more of.
The best part of that show was the North number 2 part. The piano playing robot. That was the best part.
Yes,
It was
that
the
was a
first
great
episode.
episode. That was a great episode. I liked that one and the one with the fighter guy. Those were probably those ones, and
Yeah.
probably one of the ones towards around when Kazik dies, but I can't remember the specifics. Were really, really good.
I like the one where, like the part where he saves the guy who tries to kill him. That whole part was very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Patch Wolf said it, and I 100% agree, which is like Kazik doesn't seem like he would be a good main character. He's like on paper he's a super boring main character, but for some reason he's just great.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just because he's like the straight man and all the
Yeah.
weird mystery that's going on.
I would have also liked to
It's
see
just a
more of
detective show.
more of Adam's sister too. I liked her.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have to watch this second time because you probably understand the what's the word I'm looking for? Pulpy mystery element of it a lot better than I do, because you pick up on details way better than I do on the first watch of something.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really understand like why. Like they explained where Pluto came from, like pretty quickly, and then there was that other robot at the very end.
Yeah.
It was like, why?
Yeah. Very good show though overall.
Yeah.
I'm watching One Punch Man now.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Do you
I
like?
liked One Punch Man.
I haven't gotten to season 2 yet. I really liked season 1. I liked it. I feel like season 1. The aliens attack part at the very end, the finale, I thought was a little weak. It was cool,
Yeah.
but like everything up to the Aqua King, Marine King guy, I really liked.
If you like One Punch Man, I think you will like Mob Psycho 100.
I
even
do.
more.
I do. I like Mob Psycho so far. I mean, we'll see. It's season 2, but like Mob Psycho, I have like the inverse reaction of where it's like I find it mostly like watchable and entertaining, like villain of the week stuff for the first part, and then when he goes to get his brother back and Reagan and him fight the people that took his brother. Ritsu, Reagan, him, and whoever are all fighting those guys. That's when it really got me. I was like, I love this show. This is fantastic.
And I like how, like, I was really disappointed when, like, the bad psychic team showed up. I'm like, what is this? This isn't what I want from this show. But then, like, they turned it around at the very end of that season.
Yeah.
Reagan just being like, you're all children!
I love Reagan so much. I want to steal him for something. I
He
thought
is.
about basically being him in Dungeons and Dragons, like being a sort of like con man with a heart of gold, like obsessed with one character. I basically am planning to steal him for that other game idea I told you about, the one about the gambler guy.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna basically make his manager Reagan. Or his lawyer, maybe. Give him a little bit of a Saul Goodman. A little bit more Saul Goodman in there.
Yeah.
I'll probably never make this game because if we succeed at this game, at least I'll probably never make the game I'm talking about. Though it's kinda, you know, my first shot at narrative, so I do really want to try and do it.
Yeah.
But so, and I was gonna save this for, you know, you guys playing it for the first time, but whatever. I also, Gorgeous Pete is in it. Dave's character, Gorgeous Pete. It's a 4-player game, and Gorgeous Pete is one of the characters. It would be the Reagan lawyer, Sweet Lou, the main character, the boxer guy, and Gorgeous Pete. I have the 4th character's name, but I don't have his personality yet. The 4th character is Mikey Elbows. And they all look like beat 'em up guys.
He fights with his elbow.
Yep, he just has one big, he's like your nuke. He has a giant from the top rope elbow.
Yeah.
I will prototype the fighting system from that game on you guys though, because I think it's a really unique idea that no one's ever done before. Kind of not, but kind of. Actually, I have done it before in a game that you would probably remember once I showed you this system, but would not otherwise.
Okay.
I will ask you all to playtest that one day, and it should not take long to prototype either. I probably will just prototype that before I do any of the narrative stuff. Alright, it's 9 o'clock. I guess I'm going to bed.
Yeah. I'll catch you later.
Later.